Welcome to the Soviet News Network, the leading news broadcasting company in all of the Soviet Union. I'm Ivan Kovacic, bringing you breaking news updates on the German invasion, also commonly known as Operation Barbarossa. It all started in August of 1939 when Stalin accepted Adolf Hitler's proposal to enter into a non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany. The Soviet Union was promised the eastern part of Poland, as well as Latvia, Estonia, and Finland as parts of the Soviet sphere of influence. It turns out that the German-Soviet non-aggression pact was used by Hitler to propose a temporary peace agreement, and also to make the Soviets believe that Germany was friendly. However, officials did not suspect this. Just 7 days before the invasion, Soviet spies in Berlin warned Stalin that the German troops were preparing for war. This allowed Stalin to mobilize his troops and increase Soviet western border forces to 2.7 million men. On June 22, 1941, the Germans marched into the Soviet Union territory, opening fire and planning to invade. This marked the beginning of the war on the Eastern Front. Earlier today, I was blessed with the opportunity to meet our great leader himself, Joseph Stalin. Here's what he had to say. Leader, I've been looking forward to this opportunity for a very long time.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, great leader, tell us, how do you feel about the Germans breaking their agreement between themselves and the Soviet Union?
I think it is very unfortunate that Adolf and his men would feel the need to do something so drastic. Hitler is a greedy man who just wants power and land. I assure you, though, Hitler and all of Germany will feel the wrath of the Red Army.
I see. And what do you believe is Hitler's next move?
Hitler will most likely use his blitzkrieg technique and try to move in on one of our cities. When he tries, he will find the Soviets waiting there.
And what do you feel is going to happen in Germany at the end of all this?
Had they not broken our agreement, I feel as though they might have succeeded. Alas, they will find themselves yet again on the losing side of everything.
And finally, what do you think will be the outcome of this entire war in general?
I believe that Germany will be crushed, and Russia will prevail, and we, the Soviets, will be leading power of the world.
Thank you for your time, great leader.
Thank
now,
you.
back to the leading story. The Soviet forces in Moscow launched a counter-offensive attack, pushing the advancing German troops back by nearly 80 kilometers, in what was the first major defeat of the Nazis in this war. This has shown to Germany that it's going to be very difficult to stand a chance against the Soviets. Stalin, our great leader, has reopened all the churches in the Soviet Union, and because he is so kind, he has opened them and hopes that all Soviet citizens will do their part in supporting Stalin in this war. Our great leader has also developed a final plan in hopes of defeating the Nazis. Soviet forces retreated back east into the heart of the motherland in an attempt to trap the Nazis in a cold, harsh winter in the foreign territory without any supplies. The Germans experienced a severe blow, having many men killed by starvation and disease. It is interesting how the blindsided Germans fell for this trap, which was used before. I have just received word that our great leader Joseph Stalin is addressing the Soviet citizens in the city of Moscow. We are taking you live to Moscow now.
Работники интеллигентного труда, братья и сестры в тылу наших врагов, временно подпавших и нашей большевистской партии, приветствую и поздравляю вас.
We have just received word that the two Soviet army fronts have closed in on and surrounded the city of Berlin. They have started firing without mercy and will not stop until the German officials surrender. We are going to show you footage now. Concludes tonight's news coverage. Stay tuned for the Soviet Union's #1 show, Stalin is Great, after this short break.
The motherland needs you. help protect her by joining the Soviet army today in the fight against the evil Hitler and his terrible Nazis.
Go with him.